Metal Nation, it is time once again for metal promo reviews, where we scour the Podcast Them Down inbox for metal promos that look interesting, and then we read them and then determine how many ears we plan to devote to said item being promoted in a metal way.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, and that was Matt. All right, here we go. Just gotta get the first profanity out, so just to ensure that we'll never get monetized. Join our Patreon.
That's fucking right. Now let me tell you a little thing about the never mind.
Grim Justice. Justice in the Night. Heavy metal, 80s metal, hard rock, NWOTHM. Not new wave of British heavy metal. I was
okay.
New wave of true heavy metal? I don't know.
Wait, let me not put my credit card on screen for a second.
Which one? That one?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be a Patreon bonus.
What? Get my credit card number?
Yeah. All right. Grim Justice. Justice in the Night. Self-released. Release date November 25th, 2022. Format digitals only. Not very 80s of them.
Yeah.
Heavy metal, 80s metal, hard rock, NWOTHM. Country is Austria. Track list, Justice in the Night.
Wait, don't you mean Austria?
Justice in the Night. Curse of the Moon. Parentheses, this. Dark Soul. Parentheses, of mine. I don't think I've ever seen two parentheses in the title like that.
That's weird.
Oh, but here comes another one. Parentheses, the
Okay.
house, parentheses, that lies in the shadows.
Okay.
Terminus 3, that's a Roman numeral 3. Hey Angel, When Night Falls, an Argus 2022 edit. Lineup, vocals and guitar, Michela Vignoli. Lead guitar, Thomas Strohmeyer. Bass guitar, back vocals, Gernot Schwartz. And drums, Ernst Gumprecht. Grim Justice are proud to announce their third self-published studio album, Justice in the Night. The album features brand new songs such as the recently released single Curse of the Moon, written by frontwoman Michela? M-I-C-H-E-L-A. As well as songs from their founding period. Like the previous releases, Justice in the Night features mid-paced, hard and heavy metal songs with Michela's unique, powerful vocals. Justice in the Night is a very passionate and personal album that was recorded after a challenging period for almost all the band members. The opening title track is a thrilling, fast-paced track composed by lead guitarist Thomas. It is the Austrian musicians reckoning with their society's abusive and toxic individuals who do not refrain from walking over corpses to indulge their greed and privileges. In the song, This Dark Soul of Mine, which is musically strongly inspired by Iron Maiden, frontwoman Michela processes her coming to terms with depression. Grim Justice remains faithful to their signature style, but with the hard rock ballad Hey Angel, they venture into more mainstream terrains. The closing track, When Night Falls, is a more familiar mid-paced song, which indeed is the very first song that Thomas and Michela wrote together back in 2011. A new edition of their hit song, Argus, is included as a bonus track. Justice in the Night is releasing exclusively in digitals format on November 25th on Bandcamp and on all major streaming platforms. And then a bunch of links for fans of Crystal Viper, except Saxon Iron Maiden. All songs composed, performed, and recorded by Grim Justice in Vienna, Austria. Mix and mastering, Daniel Retzel, Big Field Studio, Vienna, Austria. Album cover, Michela Vignoli, Claudia Schweinzer. Many thanks to Claudia Schweinzer, who allowed them to use the fabulous background image and her skull painting for this artwork. And that is Grim Justice .bandcamp.com, and then said artwork is that.
Well, that's
there's no Maryland flag in it.
Yeah,
for
that's not great. I mean, I appreciate them trying to rip off Justice.
Yeah, so it's Lady Justice, or tails are, her scales are being tipped by money. She is, unlike the Metallica one, she appears to be fully clothed, but she is blind. And then there is a cloaked skull person putting the money into the scales of justice. And then I would show you the band logo, but it's like I got the dark theme on here. So it's a black logo on very dark.
Can you slightly tilt it? Can you slightly wait? Hold it up.
Are we going to try
Hold
this?
it parallel to the camera. Now tilt it.
Oh, there
tilt
it
it.
goes.
Oh, wait. Go back. Oh, wait. Bring it forward.
We had
forward,
it for a second.
Forward. Okay, yeah, that's about as good as we're gonna get, I think.
All right, and then the artwork, the band photo is just them standing at the end of a rail line in black and white.
Okay.
That one I can show you.
Well, I mean, I can see it, but I'm not sure if it's much of an improvement.
Ouch. All right, what do you got?
Well,
where I'm looking for my dead air button. There it is.
On the bright side, it's not awful. There's a lot to not like. They're an 80s themed metal band, and yet they're only having digital releases. They should be having vinyls and cassettes only, and maybe like a Betamax concert film. They are not really self-aware enough to be clever, but they're also not clever enough to be self-aware, so that's a problem.
I feel like you're just in a bad mood.
No, I'm in a great mood. I'm in a fantastic mood. I just got a great flight. I upgraded my flight to Vegas for like $200. I'm going to fly first class, baby. I've never flown first class in America before.
Shouldn't your first class part be the long part?
Well, you'd think that, but the first class offer was $200 to upgrade to Las Vegas, or $2,000 to upgrade to Singapore, on top of the ticket I've already paid. So rather than double the price of the ticket, I just thought, you know what?
All right, so if we had more patrons, you could be flying in style over the ocean instead of over the Great Plains of the United States.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like they added great to the Great Plains just kind of as a joke.
I feel like the Great Plains are fairly great. I mean, of planes, they're pretty good. All right, so I'm going to give my flight 2 ears. I'm going to give the Great Plains an ear and a half, and I'm going to give what's they're called, Grand Despair or something.
Grim Justice.
Grim Justice. I'm going to give them 1 ear, but then I'm going to deduct half an ear for plagiarism, so that's 1/2 an ear for me.
What? Because of the artwork?
Yeah.
Maybe it's an homage.
It's an homage to be a cheater.
Jeez. Okay, well, I'm gonna give it 1 full ear.
Okay.
I'm curious, but yeah, put it on cassette, or better yet, CD, the newest digital format available in the 80s.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. Neptune. Yeah, I had to check if there's a fancy title, but there is not. Neptune the Rebirth, melodic metal from Sweden, self-released. A little late on this, guys. June 22nd, it came out. So that's 2022 format, digital only again. Oh, where's my? There it is. Digital. Melodic Metal, Sweden, track list. I guess it's an EP. I hope it's an EP because there's only 4 songs. Enemies, Ready to Fight, Protector, Hard to Be Right. Lineup, Ro Alex vocals, Anders Olsen guitar, Jonas Wikström drums, Tosh A Sun, that's A-Sun, bass backing vocal, and Johan Rost on keyboard. The band Neptune has so far released 1 album with their old songs and demos from the 80s, Land of Northern, and also an album with newly written songs in 2020, Northern Steel. The album Northern Steel gave the band many new fans, and they thought there were some of their older songs on the first album which had too much of a demo sound. The idea with the rebirth is to show the new fans that they gained with Northern Steel some of their older songs. The band re-recorded 4 songs from the Land of Northern album, and as they gave the songs a new life, they decided to name the album The Rebirth. All songs on The Rebirth are re-recorded with the band's new 2020 band setting, still with 3 original members from the 80s. 4 fans of Judas Priest, Accept, and Saxon. After all this fucking death metal and one-man black metal bands, we finally got 2 bands in a row that dropped Acceptance, Saxon. And I mean, this was kind of an accident. But yeah, I'm already pumped about this.
Did you like pre-plan these? Did you?
I mean, I did what I always did. I just scrolled through the subjects and looked for interesting things. And if it's obviously black metal, I check to make sure it's not a one-man black metal band again.
Okay. All right.
Because that's what like a third of them are. All right. Anyway, recording info. The majority of the album was recorded in the bass player's Tosh Asen's own studio, although some recordings and extra takes were done in the respective members' home studio. Tosh Asen is also the band's responsible producer and mix engineer, and although the rest of us have often have both wishes and suggestions along the way, it is always Tosh who makes the final decision for the delivery. The recording of the rebirth, I've thought about that. The recording of the rebirth took place during the final part of the pandemic, so time-wise it took more time from start to finish than we had anticipated. The master of the album is done by Hoffa Stanau at Cosmos Mastering. Website. Oh, that's interesting. Neptune.nu. And Bandcamp is Neptune-official.bandcamp.com.
Is Neptune.nu the domain for Neptune?
Whoa, they actually got a Neptune, a Neptunian domain. Yeah, that's the word. All right, so then.
I mean, that sounds amazing.
All right, so then the photo. What did they say? There's 3 original members from the 80s. I'm going to show you the band photo, and I want you to guess who's not from the 80s. There's the band photo.
Uh-oh. Can you make it a little all right. Who's not from the 80s? It's the is it the second from my right?
I don't know the answer.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's the one without gray hair.
Well, I mean, it's really hard to determine colors because everything just kind of looked like a fingerprint.
Yeah, everything gets washed out, and I wonder. I've thought of fixing that, but that's some effort on my part. I can barely even read these things, but how about we let me check their metal archives.
That's a great idea.
That would be a great idea if I had it up, but I had to restart the computer, and now it's all gone.
I mean, I would be doing it, but as we know, I'm
I found it.
Buying airplane tickets.
what was this band called? Neptune. That's right.
Neptune.
Yeah. I don't know. The photo on there doesn't help much. Dead air. I like
Dead
how
air.
in their band photo, not in the one in the promo, but on Metal Archives, the one dude.
What are they called?
Neptune.
Neptune's Revenge?
No, just Neptune. They're from Sweden.
Neptune's Revenge from Sweden.
No, not Neptune's Revenge.
Oh.
The one guy in the band is wearing a Neptune shirt in
Holy
the promo
shit.
photo for Neptune, which is definitely something I would do.
There's a track from a band named Onward called Networks Neptune's Revenge, and it fucking slays.
All right. Oh, and then
Holy crap.
and then
That's amazing. It just came out 3 days ago.
Stop promoting other bands.
Onward.
Actually, maybe if I tag them, maybe it'll be okay.
Yeah, no, you should definitely tag Onward, because I don't know, like these other Neptune's Revenge guys, like they need to look out, because Onward is fucking murdering them.
Oh, I can kind of put it on my webcam.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but now my chair is in the way. This is not really working. I'll just go ahead and delete that. Anyway, that also doesn't help our listeners because you know, because it is an audio podcast.
I know. Yeah, but I mean it helps me. And if with your permission, I would like to do the next metal promo.
Oh. Well, let's finish this one first.
Okay. Yeah.
And the artwork is appears to be a statue of Neptune rising from the waves and causing calamity.
They got a little trident guy.
Yeah. So I'm all in. But I'm gonna reserve the right to be annoyed that it's only 4 tracks. So I'm gonna give it 3/4 of each ear, so 1.5 ears total.
Yeah, you know what? I too am gonna give them 1.5 ears. Not necessarily because I enjoy their music, but because they made me discover my new favorite band, Onward.
Oh, jeez. All right. So you had one? I guess this one's a supersized.
All right, here we go. Here's a press release, September 17th, 2022. Onward, featuring guitarist Toby Knapp, released new single, Silhouette. Guitarist Toby Knapp has issued statements regarding the reactivation of his Century Media act, Onward. Onward have signed a 2-album deal with Moribund Records, and the vinyl of the forthcoming album of Epic and Inferno will be issued by Alone Records. CDs/digitals will be released on October 28, and the LPs are coming in 2023. Attica vocalist Robert Van Woer joined Onward in early 2021. The reception of the new album has been very positive so far. Listeners should realize I can't just go back to 2002 and continue with this sound. It wouldn't be natural. I'm still drawing inspiration from 80s heavy metal. This time, it's the more aggressive speed metal as opposed to the traditional heavy metal sound. I choose to operate under the Onward moniker because there's plenty of music on this album that has that vibe. This isn't a thrash metal album. Elements are certainly there, but lots of melody is present. I'll continue. If vocalist Michael Grant and bassist Chris Payette, R.I.P., were here, they would be in this band. Originally Onward drummer John Perot isn't playing anymore. Original Onward drummer John Perot isn't playing anymore. I'm left alone to rebuild the band from the ground up. This is something I have wanted to do, as our reemergence might get those early albums back in print and introduce them to a new audience. I think that's a way to preserve the legacy to keep moving onward. I'm tired of operating under different monikers for everything. This time I'm calling it what it is. we will keep some fans, lose some fans, and pick up new listeners as well. Like me, who listened to their amazing track, or at least the first 4 seconds of it, Neptune's Revenge. Our recording budgets with Century Media were several thousands of dollars. This album has no budget.
Yeah.
Just me in a room pushing primitive home recording gear to its limit. I'm very happy with the outcome. And on the follow-up to Epic, we will have a budget. Just turn this album up loud. If you can't give this 2 full goddamn ears, you should turn off this podcast and jump off a fucking bridge. Because the boys of Onward, specifically this guy and whoever else he can find, know what heavy metal is about, as exemplified by this brilliant track, Neptune's Revenge, which I have now listened to 8 seconds of.
Did you happen to see where they're from?
No, well, actually,
they started in Billings, Montana.
Holy shit.
They decided to move somewhere more desolate for some reason, and now they're in Wyoming.
Billings was too active.
Yeah, it's like, I can't stand the city.
This is amazing. I like this Metal Archives entry. It says Billings, Montana, early, Wyoming, later. Oh, man.
Yeah, and it looks like they've been on hiatus for 18 years. So.
Well, the guy died, and all kinds of shit happened. I can also tell you that there's only one review on Metal Archives for this new album
I saw
of Epic and Inferno, and it's 95 goddamn %. So again, I think I firmly stand by my 2 ears. And also, I'll put in the chat the picture of the guy. What's his name? Toby Knapp. He looks like a guy who gets goddamn metal things done.
I'm not going to give it 2 full years. I'm going to subtract 1/16 of an ear each. And so that brings it down to 1 7/8 of an ear. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is.
Okay,
okay. So
that seems fair.
They're I don't even know. All right.
Man, wasn't that amazing? It's like a metal promo miracle.
I know. That was amazing. Do you want to stay in the US, or would you like to cross an ocean?
I mean, personally, since I'm buying plane tickets to cross an ocean, I would be more than happy to cross an ocean.
The Iron Fist from Singapore unleashes a new single, Sword of Sonia Unleashed.
Sword of Sonia.
Unleashed is the Sword of Sonia, second single from the upcoming full-length Tyrant's Return by the Iron Fist from Singapore, especially for all fans of new wave of British heavy metal, Iron Maiden, Manowar. This track is a homage. Shouldn't it be an homage? Or how do they do it in Britain? I know they flop around their A's and N's.
An homage. I think an homage.
Well, whatever. That's the French for you. Homage to the legend.
The French.
Do I have that? I don't think I have that. I have
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
There it is.
We should just recreate that whole. Coming up on Podcast and Down, we just recreate that whole
the whole commercial. Homage to the legendary Red Sonja, a tale of willpower, honor, and revenge. Artwork by once again Master Raulo Caceres. Be prepared.
Are they talking about Red Sonja, that movie?
I don't know. I'm just reading the words.
Okay.
Wait, and don't talk over this line. I require silence. Right. Be prepared to get fucking slayed by epic metal aggression. For fans of Iron Maiden, Angel Witch, Manowar, and the The link is the Iron Fist Sing a Hell. Yeah, so the Iron Fists INGAHELL.bandcamp.com. And the Bandcamp is, they didn't list a lineup or anything, but there's one guy and he's covered in blood and he's wearing fur.
What the I mean, this might be the greatest lineup of metal promos ever, except for that first band, and I'm just amazed.
Okay, and so remember this guy's head, because it makes an appearance on the album artwork. Some I assume that's Red Sonja has jabbed a sword through his head.
Wow. That's that. Wow.
But clearly he's been beheaded before she put the head on the sword.
Bro, this is like so incredible.
Yeah. So now you see why I deducted. Deducted a 16th of an ear a piece, because I'm going to need 2 full ears for what is going to be the most amazing thing I've ever heard, I bet.
I mean, I really want to give that 2 ears, but I feel like because of my undying alliance to the greatest metal band of all time, Onward, and their irreplaceable track, Neptune's Revenge, I can only give it 1.9999 repeating ears.
There you go. All right. I had one more, but we'll save it for next time.
You know what? You don't need any more. Get these. Well, not the first one, but get these 3 bands. Make a Spotify playlist. Go buy all their stuff. Get the vinyls, the digitals, the LPs coming in 2023. Get all that shit and just listen to them. And thank God you're alive at a time when you can listen to true, epic, fucking metal. Fuck you first, guys, and good night.
Oh, wow.
They weren't even that bad.
I know.
I gave them like an ear and a half, I think.
Right. Write your angry messages to Matt at podcastthemdown.com.
And write your happy checks to Toby Knapp, guitarist of Onward. Just write all the monies and sign it.
Just address it to Wyoming. They'll find him.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll just knock on the door at his house when he makes it to the post office. Kevin Costner is there. He's like pretending the United States is restored.
Jeez. God. Oh, that's a deep reference. All right.
Deep
Until next time. Stop fucking. Keep it in Wyoming, I guess.
Onward. Yeah, I kind of talking about the Postman. I kind of hope that like all of our civilization collapses except for this one podcast, and like in the future, like the frogs, when they attain sentience, will decode it and try to figure out what the fuck is going on.